Welcome to this training session on how mail merge works within Sage CRM. It's just part of a series of lessons that are building up around application administration, covering topics varying from the setup and configuration of email and email templates all the way through the way in which mail merge works within Sage CRM and how you can set up both HTML and Word templates, including nesting behavior for quote and order emails, templates. What we're going to do in today's session is we're going to cover the process of how the mail merge process itself works in some detail. This is looking at the knowledge that you need to have in order to see how the process works, understand what's going on inside this, and the role of the templates and the role of the underlying views. So you'll get a good understanding of how Sage CRM assembles the document that is created as part of the merge process. To do this, we're going to start off by looking at what it's like to be a user carrying out an ad hoc mail merge. You can see that I've logged on into Sage CRM as a user, and I'm in the context of a company. This happens to be the company called Gatecom, and you'll see that I've just clicked the new menu button. And you can see that I have the option here of merging to Word or merging to a PDF document. So I've selected the merge to Word, and I'm immediately presented with a list of templates. Now we're going to look at the creation of templates in the following lessons, but you can see here that there are Word documents and HTML files able to be used as templates. Now, if I select just one of them, I'm going to use the Panoply customer letter, which is an HTML template. And by clicking on that, it causes the template to be loaded. So this is not the merge, it's not the completed merge. This is where I'm able to review the template. So I can only do this with HTML templates, but now if I edit it, if I wanted to, I can scroll down, I can start to play with this before I carry out the merge. I can add in extra fields into the template, and these come from the underlying database view that is associated with the context that we're in. Now, I'm not going to do that here. What I'm just going to do is start the merge process by clicking merge and continue. Now this starts the process. The merger is taking place on the server. It's a server-side process, which means you don't need to have Microsoft Word installed on your client machine in order to perform the mail merge. Please note that, however, as we get to the other side, you'll require Microsoft Word or another program that opens up DOC or DOCX files or PDF files in order to view and print the merged document. And this is completely cross-browser compatible, which means you can perform mail merges with whatever browser that you're using, Firefox or Chrome or Edge. Now, once the merge completes, we've got the option to download the file for further review. Here, what I'm going to do is just click that. If you click the view and edit file, the file is downloading to your local machine. But depending on how your browser is set up, you're going to need to look at the downloads, or you're going to have to come out of the maximization of the screen in order to be able to get to the download file to access it. And that's what I've just done. I've just opened the merged document, and at this point I can still make changes to the file and then re-upload it to Sage CRM. Now, if you're going to do that, the user, if they're going to re-upload it, they need to then browse to that file, that edited merge file, and the name of the edited file that you're uploading must match the file name displayed in the Sage CRM user interface. So Windows may have renamed file during the upload. That's if there's a secondary file. Now, I've just clicked to continue, and you'll notice that I've also selected Create Communication, so that what I expect now to happen is that a communication record is going to be started to be added along with the document. So we can see that I've got my Create Communication in place, and I just need to complete some details. I'm just going to add in the subject and the note into the details box. Then I can choose Save. Now, what you can see here is that this has brought us to the newly created completed communication displayed in the list under the company. I can also see, because it's towards the top of the list, I can also see that I have an attachment that would open up the document. So I can see that there's this little paperclip icon on the left-hand column. The newly merged document also appears under the Documents tab in the context in which the merge was performed. So we carried out the merge within the context of the company, so it appears both within the context of the communication record that we created, and it also appears in the context of the library or the Documents tab. So how does that merge take place? Now, I started this presentation in demonstrating an ad hoc mail merge within the context of a main entity. And this is probably the most frequently used way in which merge is carried out. But there are, in fact, multiple ways in which the merge process can be invoked. Mail merges can be started as part of a workflow, or you could have a bulk or a batch merge being carried out that is used as, which is using the results of a search, or is associated with the results contained within a dynamic or static group, or it could be part of the overall marketing workflow as well. There's an external mail merge, or internal mail merge, I should say, that will generate a batch merge. Whatever type of merge that we're working on, the basic behavior is the same. And this is true whether the destination is to a Word document or to a PDF. What we have to understand is that we're starting off with two components that are important. We're starting off with the view, and we're starting off with the template. The templates that we saw previously can either be HTML or they can be Word documents. And in terms of where the data comes from, well, we're using this HTML or Word templates, but they're all being drawn from an underlying view, and the view changes according to the context in which the mail merge is initiated. What that means is, and actually if we go back onto this slide, we can see that if we're in a particular context like the company, it's being drawn from a view called vmail merge company. If we were in the context of the person, it would be vmail merge opportunity, vmail merge opportunity. Now, we are going to be meeting these a little bit later on when we're talking about the way in which we construct templates, because again, we have to understand where the data comes from in order to build the templates that we're using, whether that's in the Word format or whether it's in the HTML format. But once we have in fact understood that we've got these two sources, the template and the data view, providing the information that we need, the merge is being managed by a web app within the Java part of Sage CRM's architecture. And because the merge is taking place on the server, there's no text files or cookies being passed up into the browser until you've completed the process, and then you have the option to download the completed file. So let's have a look again at the user experience. Now we're going to do this in a different way. So I've returned back into Sage CRM, and what I will do now is I'm just going to start the process of the merge again. How previously I used an HTML template that merged to a Word document. Now I'm going to merge into a PDF file using a Word template, and we'll see the differences between the two experiences. So I'm going to use now the brochure cover letter. So I'm going to select that, and this is a Word document, and what you'll notice that as I've selected it, I can't actually review and edit the template before the merge takes place. So they're far more static in terms of their nature, the Word documents. You can be flexible with the HTML templates. Now, when I select that and perform the view, it's going to carry out the merge in the same way, bringing the data from the view that's in context into the template fields. And we end up with a created file at the other end. Now, this time I'm not going to save a communication. What I'm going to do is just undo that and just continue. And this brings me back to the communication screen. So you can see that I've not recorded a completed communication here. There's no communication associated with the merge this time, but there is a document, and you can see that the newly created PDF is at the top of the list of the created documents inside this library. Now, to recap, the user starts the mail merge through the options of the user interface. Now, we've walked through the ad hoc options, but we could have carried out a bulk action or a workflow action as well. The same thing essentially is happening. The request is handled by the Java side of Sage CRM's architecture. The merge process retrieves the data from the underlying view used in the record context and adds this to the document template. And that can either be an HTML file or a Word document. And so the result is going to be either a PDF document or a Word document, depending on the option that was initially selected. Now, we are going to look at the creation of templates in the following lessons, but this just about wraps up what I wanted to cover in this short lesson. So we've seen how the mail merge works. Let's see if there are any questions. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye.